Hello everyone, I'm back. This time I'm talking about a drama called Gentleman on Green Television, starring Humayun Saeed and Yumna Zaidi, along with Zahid Ahmed and Sohail Ali Abro, and along with a lot of other great characters. A much hyped drama that we finally got to see the first episode of. Everybody knows how much I love Humayun Saeed, so let's get that out of the way. And Maizit, let's also get that out of the way as well. Please ignore it. Humayun Saeed is a superstar. And what it means to be a superstar is that when you appear on the screen or when you try to establish a character, the difficult part about people loving that character or rooting for that character is over. And every time Humayun Saeed is on screen, whether it's the small screen or the big screen or any other kind of screen that he's on, even if it's an advertisement, he immediately convinces you that this is the man to root for, and that's superstardom. He brings the same kind of power and charisma to Gentleman, and even though this is an anti-hero, and even though this is a character you may not want to root for because he's, well, a gunda, so why would you want to root for a gunda? But Humayun makes that lovable. Khalil-Rahman Qamar has written this and Haitham Hussain has directed this. I'm a huge fan of Haitham Hussain, and without getting into the personal details of what Khalil-Rahman Qamar Saab often states and his ideas about feminism and what he generally says about that, I'm just going to leave that aside for a minute, because if I get into that's going to be a whole other video. The skill KRQ possesses is how he ties small crucial characters in a very distinctive way, in a significant way, so that it propels the story forward. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't have that skill. A lot of writers don't know how to build small characters and give them the momentum they need to propel the stories of the major characters. And this is something Khalil-Rahman Qamar is really, really good at. He's also a very good storyteller for not just TV but also for film. But since film mein to ban nahi rahi hai, so we come back to what Khalil-Rahman Qamar has done in Gentleman. I believe this is a role written for Mehwish Hayat, because this is the kind of chemistry and the kind of oomph that Mehwish Hayat usually displays in her roles, and the kind of roles that KRQ has written for her in the past. But in this particular reincarnation of KRQ's female heroines, we see Yumna Zaidi portraying a very strong and a very morally upright young woman called Zarnab, who hosts a television show, and she wants to do the right thing. Now we know that it's a fantasy world and it's kind of based in reality, but I do want to make this point that do not accost a man with a gun at any point in time. Billy, don't be a hero. Don't try to be a hero, especially if you're somebody who is unarmed. You're going into a gunfight with not even a knife. So there's a scene where she steps off the rickshaw and she goes in and she tries to stop Iqbal Munna, which is Humayun Saeed's character, into kidnapping one of his nemesis, and obviously that leads into a whole spiel of Humayun falling in love with Yumna's character. So I get that KRQ wanted to establish that, but that's just not realistic. Anyway, moving on to the rest of the story, the attention to detail, as always in Haitham's directorial features, is always a treat to watch. The small color elements and the way that he brings forth little things, like either it's a plate of paratha or it's the small knickknacks in Zarnab's house. Just brilliant. Overall, this is how you keep an audience gripped. You need a superstar like Humayun Saeed to tell a story like this, and you need somebody like him to make you like a character like that, because it can very easily go awry. We have seen this pattern of a bad boy falling in love with a good girl, with a moral girl, in the template of Pyare Afzal, and obviously Pyare Afzal had to be killed off in the end. I think the similar fate awaits Iqbal Munna, but I'm so going to cry when that happens, and I need Humayun to live in his stories. Please, in KRQ stories, he needs to live on and be happy, and maybe he's only reserving that for, I don't know, the big screen, the happily ever afters, and all the terrible sad story endings are reserved for television. Either way, this is a story again that you need to watch, you need to enjoy, you need to love, and it's very easy to love the story because it's Humayun. So yeah, you can easily love the story.